Good morning, Bethel family. This is a different topic this morning. It is an alert. Some of you will be into it and some of you won't, and I get that. So if this is not for you, then wait for the next Devo. I will be back on the regular topic again. I have deliberated about even bringing this up, but decided to do so because, on the one hand, we are to be alert. We are to be watching to see what the roaring lion is doing, seeking whom he may devour. So many times we think of that as spiritually, and that is true. But what about physically? Devouring our assets, devouring everything about us. This past Saturday and again on Monday, yesterday, I received emails supposedly from Netflix, a company I don't do any business with, saying my account would be charged for an 8-person subscription to the tune of $649.99. Also on Monday, I received an email supposedly from Best Buy for an Apple laptop in excess of $2,200. My first reaction is probably the same as yours. I was seriously, who hijacked my information and is now running up a bill under my name? Then after I thought about it, I realized it probably, more than likely, was a phishing scam. Phishing spelled Phishing, phishing scam. A phishing scam is when you are sent emails or text messages telling you that there is a problem with your computer, it has been compromised, your bill is due, or somebody has used your bank card, or things like that. And then they ask you to click a link to fix it. Or if this is not your account, click here and, so you can clear it up. Well, most people would go ahead and click there, and that is the first step that should not be done. So Monday morning, I called the service that I used, and I also market it, I must be clear. Now listen, I market this service for a definite reason, and that is because it works and can give a real person peace of mind. Also, when I call or when anyone calls, you get a real person to talk to without punching a whole bunch of buttons. So Monday, I talked to an investigative consultant, and we went through the steps of looking at the email, talking about not clicking any links and deleting it, and where it might be from and who it might be from, and all the many things that go into this particular exercise. To be able to call an expert who deals with this every day and consult with this person is quite priceless. In fact, I did not stress over the weekend. In fact, on Monday, had I not gotten those other emails, I would have forgotten about the one I had received on Saturday or Friday, whichever day it was. This is not the first time I have called on identity theft related issues. Each time I have received the same courteous and timely expertise, and the issue has been resolved. I bring this to your attention so you can be on the lookout for such scams, and for your peace of mind to be able to pick up the phone and talk to an investigative consultant and know that your identity is being carefully monitored and protected. This service is not expensive. You can pick between having one credit bureau monitoring or all three credit bureau monitorings. There is a family plan and an individual plan. Personally, I recommend the 3 bureau coverage, but that would be your decision. If you want to check out the website, I will list it below in the description section. There is a short video to watch and, of course, a secure website to enroll. After you enroll, you may be sent instructions on managing your personal data, and also instructions on how to download the ID Shield app. This gives you the complete service at your fingertips. Just tap the app. This service is expansive. Here are some of the things it covers. You can go to the website and scroll down for additional information. The ID Shield plan monitors private data, social monitoring, user and password monitoring, enhanced sex offender monitoring with alerts, and much more. In fact, there is consultation, as I mentioned, 24/7, 365 days a year, live support for covered emergencies, identity alerts, unlimited private consultation, data breach notifications, lost wallet protection, credit freezes, online shopping, medical records, and more. Periodically, I receive an email that tells me my account is okay. No one has taken any information. Also, periodically, I receive hints and just a plain email that talks about the different things that are happening currently in identity theft. It also monitors privacy monitoring, identity monitoring, address monitoring, email monitoring, and more. Provide you with comprehensive identity protection. Security monitoring. This is about credit monitoring, back account monitoring, sex offender monitoring, financial activity alerts, and annual credit reports. This service also features, listen here, this is very important, full service restoration. Should identity theft happen to you, ID Shield will restore your identity back to the way it was prior to the theft. They team up with dedicated, licensed private investigators to help recover and restore your identity. They will search and review all relevant history, reports, databases, records, and logs to make that possible. They will not quit until the situation is resolved and restored. This is huge. They do the work. They know all the phone numbers and companies to call and have relationships with them. They know how to write the letters so that they get attention if needed. This is what they do for a living, and this is why we use them, and this is why I have this service. For me to become an expert in this field is really a waste of my time, because for a very inexpensive amount of money, I can hire them to be watching my name and my identity. This is why I say I can worry less and live more. And in fact, they can have the worry. In fact, there are some companies out there who claim to be ID services. And should anything happen to you, they don't alert you, or maybe they do. Some do, some don't. If you find out that you've been compromised and you contact them, they will send you a kit in the mail. That's it. You've been paying all this time and you get a kit in the mail. That to me is outrageous. Also, there is social monitoring. They will monitor your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn accounts for privacy risks. A privacy risk is a personal information taken, geotagging, etc. They will also monitor for reputational risks, which refers to drugs, alcohol, violence, foul language, and other online misconduct. For instance, if someone took your identity and did those things online, which would reflect back on you. In the current news cycle, identity theft is not talked about. All of us can remember the time when ID theft was a newsworthy item, and they would talk about the different things and places that had been compromised. Medical identity theft is a huge issue. Financial identity theft is the first one people generally think about. But there are others. What about driver's license ID theft? Yes, people who come into the country illegally need a driver's license. How do they get one? Think about that. There is character ID theft. Someone becomes you and does bad things, gets arrested, or someone takes your identity and in Florida commits a crime or gets a ticket or whatever and disappears, and they show up on your doorstep. And you're like, I've never been to Florida. How do you resolve that? The officer in front of you isn't going to understand what you have. In fact, his job is to arrest you. That's what he's going to do. There is child ID theft. There is social security theft. All these play into identity theft and need to be protected against. Recently, as in within the last week, it came to light that the app Zoom had been hacked, so that not only the conversations on Zoom were overheard, but the ID of the participants was also compromised. You can Google that or DuckDuckGo that and find that article. ID Shield is an incredible service, and the peace of mind it brings is worth every penny. I use it myself and highly recommend it. I want to thank you for listening, because not only are spiritual things important, these things in life important, because if identity theft happened to you, many times it would really affect and stress you out and cause you some spiritual anguish. I am publishing the link below. Please click the link and take a look at this service. I think that you will be benefited highly from it. Thank you, and God bless.